It is your big match preview, Leeds versus QPR. And as the title says, can we regain momentum? I'm here with Phil Miles as always, and Phil Miles has just switched us on the order, which has thrown me off slightly. But how are we, mate? How are things with you?
I'm good, mate. Same shit, different week, I suppose, innit? Looking forward to a home game tomorrow night. Going with the wife and the boys, so looking forward to hopefully another win at home. The last game I was there was my first one in a while, so I'm hoping to follow it up with another.
Okay, a decent little omen to start with. And before people talk about the camera, okay, as Phil can attest to, I've invested in them quite heavily in a new camera. It was due to arrive today, but it's done a John Kevin Augustin on me. I've spent hundreds on this one. Like genuinely hundreds on this. I am human, but it is on its way. But it has done a John Kevin Augustin on me so far, and hasn't turned up. But I've still been charged for the privilege, so that's all good. That's all good. So hopefully you can hear me okay. Again, as long as you can hear me okay, I can always just, stop the video and, you can still hear me. That's the thing. You can still hear me. But
slightly better, actually.
I think it was better, wasn't it, to be fair? I think it's much better. Let's make this into a podcast instead, Phil. What do you think about that?
Well, I do think it's a good idea. Me and Mike are actually exploring that avenue at the moment. So maybe, who knows?
Okay. And some into all these TV business going on here. I've just realised live on there, which is good to know. I prepare for the Mike and Phil to part ways and make their own podcast. That's basically been confirmed. Anyway, let's just get into this. We're rambling already. Southampton wasn't good, Phil. It wasn't good, was it? Let's be honest. It was an absolute. It was.
The first half.
I don't know. 3-0 at half time was harsh on us. I don't think it was as bad as we were in the first half. I don't think it was a 3-0 at half time, but it still wasn't good, was it? Let's be honest. There were so many different things to go into on that game.
To be honest, mate, and I think a lot of Leeds fans are kind of similar at the minute in that I'm quite happy where we are as a squad, where we are not necessarily in the table, but I'm happy with Farke. I think I called it on the predictions. I told you we'd get the lineup wrong.
You did. Your prediction of biggest flop and Daniel Farke was guttingly accurate.
I was right. I knew he'd get the lineup wrong. I'm hoping he doesn't make the same mistake tomorrow. But I think he got the lineups wrong. I think he probably got the substitutions slightly wrong and too late. But for me, the first half, it admittedly wasn't good, but equally, we have that first half multiple times this season and don't score 3 goals. We're just unlucky to have come up against a team that were clearly up for it on the day, took their chances. They overperformed their XG. We didn't really have any to overperform. But no, if you looked at their squad before the game, and Phil Hay put it out on Twitter an hour before when their lineup came out, their squad is strong. And you look at it and it's a Premier League squad. I think it's a Premier League fixture. And you're going to lose the odd game here and there. Hopefully when they come to us, we turn them over. But I'm calm after it. I think QPR at home is a really good game to bounce back with. And it's fine. You're going to lose games. You can't win them all. We're on a really good run of form, that game aside. And I trust in Farke to put it right tomorrow night.
Yeah, it's one of those. If you had to choose a game to bounce back in, it probably would be QPR at home at this moment in time. No disrespect to QPR, we know they can be a tricky opponent. We actually have quite a poor record against QPR, not so much at home, but certainly away from home. Over the years, they've always kind of caused us a surprise or two. And we know under Gareth Ainsworth, it's not going massively well for him. So hopefully this is a game that suits us quite well. But yeah, we need to perform. We need 6 points this week. Simple as that. We need 6 points this week. As much as I know we're at the early stage of the season, you don't want that gap to get any bigger. I'm not looking at Leicester. I mean, people are talking about the gap to Leicester. Leicester are probably going to win the league, okay? Leicester are the best team in the league at this moment in time. They've got a big lead. Probably not going to get to that. But second spot is still on for me. I still believe second spot's on.
I don't think you can rule out winning it yet. I honestly don't. I don't think
I'm not. To be honest with you, Phil, I'm not bothered about winning it. I'm not. I'd much rather win it than not win it. But at the end of the day, second spot, somewhere in that top 2 is all I'm interested in at this moment in time. Yeah. And I think really, with the squad we've built, I think that should be something we should be aiming for. Yes, there's gaps in the squad, but as much as people are talking about how good that Southampton team is, and I do agree with you, Phil, it's not that good in sense there is still gaps in the squad where you thought, ooh, there's certain areas where they're maybe a little bit weaker. They didn't have that many natural wingers in the squad, for example, compared to ourselves. And midfield, their depth wasn't, that good either. So, there's weaknesses in that Southampton team. We're still level on points with them, so it's not too much damage for them. But it's clear to me we need 6 points this week.
I
We
think
do need to make
both
a
teams
statement
will
now.
be up there at the end of the season, us and Southampton, and of course Leicester. We're not alone. I think Ipswich have started the season well. I can see them maintaining it. I don't see Preston, although they've started the season well, staying where they are. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying they'll tail off and finish bottom half, but I don't see them getting automatic promotion. So I still think it's way too early in the season to be worried about the table in May. I think
No,
just
I
get
agree
yourself
with
in a
that.
good
But what I'd
position
say
for now.
is, at the minute, points wise, we're nowhere near it at this moment in time. If we're being realistic, performances have been okay, but points wise, 13 from 9 is nowhere near sort of top 2 form. I
Yeah,
know the gap to second is big, but I'm not so much looking at the gap right now because realistically, at the end of the season, you need 2 points a game to go up. You need
a
90
lot of that
points to
gap
get
was
automatic.
pre-transfer window though, and it is going to take some time to build on that. And
No, I know,
if
but we still need 2 points to be picking up 2 points a game. To get
yeah,
to top 2 realistically.
so in that case, you can afford to win tomorrow and draw at the weekend if needs be. I'm only joking there, by the way. I would like to obviously see us get 2 home wins on the trot.
No,
But
I know. It's the championship. Nothing's ever straightforward. I mean, Leicester lost at home to Hull. I mean, Hull are a good team, but that sort of came out of nowhere. So there
yeah,
will be results that just come out of nowhere, and that Southampton one, to be honest, out of all the ones, was probably the lesser one because Southampton, despite where they're in the league, they have got good players. So
yeah.
sorry, my voice is still doing crazy things. I'm still not particularly above the weather at this moment in time, guys. So it's one of those things.
Mm.
Let's go on to tomorrow then, mate. I don't know if you want
Yep,
to jump into predictions early or do you want to talk around the game first and then do predictions?
completely up to you, mate. I
Let's
mean,
talk around the game a little bit. So QPR at
go for
home.
it.
We know that in recent weeks tends to be a team that plays three at the back, sort of a 3-4-2-1 kind of system with Willock. With their two main threats, let's sort of rather talk about Willock, and Elias Chair, in terms
Yeah,
of in behind the main striker there, and to sort of make the two of the what? Flipping heck. Let me get this right. Right, Willock and Chair are the two biggest threats, and they are the two within the 3-4-2-1 system behind the centre forwards. They were big threats last season, a lot of goals and assists. Maybe he dropped off a little bit this season, but for me, if anyone's going to cause us problems in this QPR team, it's those two.
yeah. I mean, Farker said in his press conference today, I think their squad is nowhere near where it should be in the league, and I kind of agree with him. Like, you look at some of the players that they've got, and they shouldn't be quite that far down. But same as I said
Is
for
he
us,
low key
it's
called Gareth Ainsworth a fraud there?
I know some QPR fans are sort of bordering on that way now, aren't they? They're getting a bit sick of him because it was all going well until he kind of came in and took them backwards last season, and it's not started so well this season. But they've got a semi-decent squad. Don't get me wrong, I don't think they'll be anywhere near us, but equally, they shouldn't be where they are in the table. So it's not one where you can go into it thinking we'll piss this. It is a tough game, but equally, I still feel like you look at the two squads and we should easily get the better of them. They will come to frustrate us. They will sit deep. The game will be similar to the Sheffield Wednesday game, but when teams have sat deep against us this season, it's only gone one way or another. There's only really the Sheffield Wednesday game where a team has genuinely set out to frustrate us and frustrated us and got a point out of it. All the other games where people have just played a low block, we have managed to eventually break them down. So you look at Millwall, they tried to do the same thing. We get a 3-0 win. So I think whether we can break it down or not is going to be the question. Obviously, if the first goal goes in, then I could see there being way more than one or two. I think it could be another Millwall game again and we have a really good night. But yeah, they're going to come to frustrate us and try and hit us on the counter. And if they can, then obviously we've got to be a lot better in defence than we were at the weekend. But I am confident in hopefully the starting lineup's obviously going to be a huge talking point when we get to it. But if we play the right team, then you would expect that we should have far more quality than them. There is obviously players like, I mean, Chair's the one that sticks out for me. Is a player that I thought we might go for or could or should have gone for in the summer. Because I think we were crying out for a 10, but I suppose in the way that the season's unfolded so far, perhaps we're okay in that area in Ruta and Pirro kind of playing the way they are. But yeah, I mean, in terms of quality, nothing really worries me that much. I mean, one person isn't going to win them the game.
Yeah, that's very true, but I don't know if I'd agree with that. One person won't win them the game. I think if QPR are to win this, it is going to be, as you said, from frustrating us, and I think a moment of magic, to be honest. If QPR are to win this game, I don't see them capable of anything else. A real team performance. I don't think they've played particularly well all season. They're a very direct side. They don't really try and play football, if we're being totally honest. So, yeah, it'll be interesting in that regard. Do you want to jump into predictions, mate?
Can do, mate. Go for it.
This time I haven't seen Phil's in advance. Just to start off with, I haven't seen Phil's predictions in advance, so
Cheat.
I can't have a go at him. He can cheat at this moment in time, but he won't cheat because Phil doesn't do that
No,
most weeks. So let's start with. Do you want me to go first on biggest good surprise?
Go for it, mate.
Okay, get your predictions in as well, guys. Who you are saying? Biggest good surprise. So just to say as well, this person doesn't have to be the best player in the game. They just need to have a good game, kind of thing. That's all we kind of say on this particular one. Biggest good surprise. In fact, I haven't got his picture to hand here. In fact, I can go with something that's slightly different. But biggest good surprise, I've gone for Sam Byram in this game. Okay. Phil?
Yeah.
Who have you gone for?
Sorry, I thought you were about to plug something, so I was leaving you a space. But
okay, do you want to, I'll talk through. Sam Byram, I'll talk through. Okay, he didn't have a good game against Southampton. Some people think he's going to lose his place in the team. I personally don't think he's going to lose his place in the team. I think Daniel Farke very much trusts him in that left back position. I just think he'll have a solid game. I think he'll do a good job on Chris Willock on the right hand side for QPR. And Paul Smith, who'll probably play right wing back. I think he'll have a good game, Sam Byram. So I've gone with Samuel Byram for biggest good surprise. And I quite fancy him to make a bit of a difference going forward. I don't know, some of these predictions are vibes, but I just think that, QPR will sit off against us. He'll have quite a bit of time on the ball. I can see him having a pretty solid game, and I think he's had a really solid season so far. And I think it's a little bit unfair, some of the criticism he's had since Southampton. Yes, he didn't play well in that game, but I think he's played well in pretty much every game other than that. So I fancy Sam Byram to bounce back in this one. And if you're also a Sam Byram fan, you can check out this competition that we have got for Sam Byram. This has worked pretty perfectly because I did go for Sam before Phil starts. I did have Sam Byram on the list before this. This is a competition for a Sam Byram signed Leeds United shirt on his on his return to Leeds and his second spell at Leeds United. The competition ends on Monday, Monday the 9th of October at 8:30. Check this one out, guys. 149 tickets available, $3.95 a ticket on this one. Get it checked out, guys. This is a Leeds fan who runs this site as well. So far, there are 122 tickets left available. Check it out, guys, before this competition closes. And what a great prize, Sam Byram, number 25. The Stuart Dallas of this new era for me. Does a solid job in this Leeds team. Goes forward well, and will be the biggest good surprise against QPR as well. So, yeah, check this one out, guys. Sam Byram, signed Leeds United, 2023-2024 home shirt. And there's plenty of other fantastic competitions on football prizes to check out. So do check them out in the link down below on this video. So, Phil, I will go to you next, mate. Your biggest good surprise.
Wonderful plug, mate. Well done.
It was. I think he will be. Sam Byram will smash it on tomorrow night.
I must admit, I haven't seen any criticism of Sam Byram, but I don't go looking for it equally. So if there is any, I think that's a bit wild. But
there is honestly.
Yeah, fair enough. Whatever. No one had a good game, really. There's very few players that come out of Southampton unscathed, but I think this is a really good shout, actually, from Steve Brown. If I was tempted to change mine, I might go with the same as Steve Brown, but I'll stick to what I did send you and won't cheat.
Which I've not seen, by the way, because I don't read Phil's text. I tend to leave him on ignore, and then
So
Yeah.
because my prediction for the weekend on the good surprise thing didn't pay off, I'm sticking with the same prediction as the last video, although I know you're gonna give me an asterisk here. But equally I think you'll let me off because my last big surprise was Bamford to come off the bench and look a level above the rest of the division. Didn't happen against Southampton, but I
He didn't
expect
actually touch the ball. Like he
no, I don't
literally
think he
did.
did
I didn't
anything.
check on the stats. He didn't touch the ball. So
But
okay.
I think it's a different class of opponent. He comes on against QPR, and I think maybe he does get involved in the game, maybe make a bit of a difference, and just the quality of defender that he's coming up against. I know you've got a couple of players that have played in the Prem or at sort of a higher level, but I think Bamford's should be all right. So off the bench to make a good impact, I'm going Bamford.
And we need to quantify what's a good impact on the game.
Just simply to look like Patrick Bamford, not the broken.
Okay. I'll let you have it. Okay. It's the biggest good spot. You're not having the point from last week, by the way. We need to calculate the points from last
No, I
week.
don't expect a point for that one last week. That's
You're not
fine.
having that one. You can have your Farker one, but you're not having that one. Right.
No,
Next
that's
one.
fine.
Let's move on. So next one to discuss is biggest flop. I'll go to you first, Phil.
So I think you've kind of covered my biggest flop already, so it makes me feel a bit better about saying it because I don't like to throw me Jamie Shackleton as a flop because I'm a big fan of how he's performed so far this season. But for me, I can expect that maybe Farco would be tempted, with there being 3 games in a week, to give Sam Byram a rest and shove Shackleton at left back. In which case, I would obviously say, if I had the option to pick out of the two, 100% fit who plays, I'd always go Byram there. And I would rather see Shackleton if he is playing at right back. I don't want to reveal too much of the lineup predictions, but I still think we're going to have a really good game regardless. So it was hard to pick who I think maybe wouldn't have the best game, and it was just the one person that was playing out of position for me.
Okay. Biggest flop? Yeah, I've gone for on biggest flop. Whether you're going to let me have this one or not. Okay, I'm not sure if you'll let me have this one or not.
Is it Luke
I've
Haley?
gone for Glenn Kamara.
All right, okay.
Okay. Simply for the reason that I don't think he'll start the game. I don't think he'll get many minutes in this one. I think considering he started the last two games, I think Archie Gray will come in for him.
If I tried to use a player that's not even fucking playing, you would not let me have that.
Glenn Kamara.
You're clearly so far behind on these predictions that you need to stat pad, and you've gone for someone like that.
Yeah, well, we're talking about stat padding because we'll come on to the next bit.
You have
right. So next one, I'm having that. I'm going for that one.
I mean, it's mental, but fine.
Score prediction. I've just overruled Phil there. I'm not even allowing discussion. I mean, I've let him have his Patrick Bamford prediction twice on the bounce, so you can let me have the Glenn Kamara one.
Fine.
Okay, score prediction. Whatever. I'll go first. I've gone 2-0 Leeds. I think it'll be, I wouldn't say a straightforward one, but I think it'll be a game that we're on top for in large spells. Maybe don't take all our chances. 2-0, sort of a standard kind of like championship game against the team that's down there, really. I say 2-0 Leeds, nothing too spectacular. Hopefully,
so just to be clear, for me to win the point, do I have to get the exact score or just closer than yours?
Exact score.
Okay, so I gave myself a range. I think, and I don't want to spoil another prediction I've made later.
Score. All we want is a score from you, Phil. What score will Leeds win the game by? If you're saying Leeds will win,
I'll say it with my chest. I'm going 6-0.
To us?
Yeah, 6-0.
Just to check. Okay. Wow. I've not read these predictions beforehand, so. But it's all on you, this Phil. Why are we going to win 6-0?
Mate, I've already said. I think in terms of quality, they don't have anywhere near as much as us.
Some of that orange zero's gone up my nose, because you made me jump that much as that.
For me, I just think they'll try and set out the same way that Wednesday did, try and frustrate us. But Millwall did the same thing. That was away from home in London. It's a difficult place to go and win, and obviously we've had a good run of results up until the last game, and he'll want a reaction. I think things. Hopefully, if he gets the lineup right, I'm saying 6-0. If he doesn't, I still think we win, and I'd go 3. But one way or another, I think this should be a clear win for Leeds, and I'll explain a little bit more
You are
why
going to
further
get
on.
us absolutely cooked here, Phil.
Fine,
But if that's your prediction, that's your prediction.
fine.
That is wild, wild. I'd love it to come true, though. I'd love it to come
Yeah,
true.
exactly.
But
I'm hoping I'm going to enjoy tomorrow night.
interesting, interesting. So this is the big one. You've gone big. You've gone big. You
Yeah,
know,
why not?
fair
I'm not
play,
stat
fair
padding
play.
this one. It's fine.
Go big or go home. That's the that is the Phil Miles mantra. So okay, now that we both predicted us to win, first goal scorer. Okay, I'll go first. I'm going with something different this week, Phil. I'm going to go with something different for first goal scorer because I think we go for the same person far, far too often. Yeah, we try and stat pad on this particular one. Yeah, I think it's about time we go for someone different. No, I'm not. I've gone Joe Perot.
Fuck off.
I've gone Joe Perot. What? He didn't score on the weekend.
I thought we
He's
were
almost
banned.
guaranteed to score on Tuesday, on Wednesday. It's Joel Perot. He's inevitable. It didn't happen. Well, he wasn't inevitable on Saturday, so he'll be inevitable midweek. Joel Perot. There's no. I couldn't really make an excuse for anyone else. Honestly, I could not make any argument for anyone else at this moment in time. Joel Perot.
I thought we were banned from picking him again.
Who have you gone for, Phil?
I've gone Joel Perot, of course. You have to ask. Of course, I'm going.
So
Joel
you told me
Perot.
to F off, and you got the same prediction.
No,
Okay.
I was just checking that I was still allowed to pick him.
Of course you are. Yeah, if you think he's
Oh,
going to be
fine.
first goal scorer, you know.
There
Yeah.
we go then. Move on to the next.
Okay, you've gone Joe Perot as well. Any explanation on that one?
Well, I think you've said it. It is inevitable. Although has he scored at home yet? He's only scored away goals, hasn't he? But yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
he scored Watford.
okay, fair enough. Yeah.
He
Well,
was
in
our
that case,
first goal scorer is Watford.
there we go then.
Yeah.
Same again, please.
He's only been our first goal scorer, is it 4 games now, I think, already in his Leeds career? Or was it 3, 4? I don't know. Anyway,
He's
Joe
got 4
Perot gone
goals so
for.
far.
Right, next prediction.
Ooh, Mike's gone Archie Gray. Nice.
Player of the match, which actually hands itself pretty nicely to the next bit. Because someone's just put Archie Gray down there. I've actually gone Archie Gray for man of the match. Yeah, I think.
Revealing some of your lineup here, then.
Yeah, I think he'll have a pretty solid game, Archie Gray. I think it'll be. He's had that spell out the team. He'll come in fresh. QPR probably suits him. They'll sit back. Be able to see his ball striking qualities, his ability to create as well. I'm going to say Archie Gray, man, player of the match. So you cannot accuse me of stat padding because that's quite an unusual prediction to go for. I've gone for Archie Gray.
Yeah, I mean, sort of similar reasons to you, but I went Rooter just because, end of the day, low block, someone's going to have to go and break that down. And the ball, like I said, flashing back to that, it was him that broke it down with a ridiculous goal. And yeah, I kind of think same again. He's been on good form. Again, nobody played well against Southampton, but I think he could be the one that sort of breaks them down. I've got more faith in him than either the wingers that may start so far at the moment. So I went Rooter.
Okay. Let's bump on to the next one. Team prediction. I think what we should do is, rather than I give you mine, you give me yours first, whatever. Let's start with, have we both gone 4-2-3-1 to start? Okay, right. Let me just make a note of this as we go. Okay, let's start with the back 4. Do you want me to go first or you go first? I don't mind either way. You give me yours.
I'll go first. So yeah, Melee in net, of course. I think Farke will go. I think he will do the right thing and take Cooper out and put Rodon back in because I think that was a big mistake at the weekend. But I don't think Farke has it in him at the moment. He has to play one of them for some reason.
I agree.
So I think that he's going to go Ayling at right back, Struijk and Rodon as the centre-half pairing, which does fill me with slightly more confidence. But then I think Byram will get a rest, although Farke did kind of hint today that maybe he'd rest him at the weekend, let him play tonight. I don't know. But he'd play Shackleton at left back in that case. For me, if I could make a tweak to that, I would keep Byram at left back and put Shackleton at right back. But like I said, I just don't think he's going to
So you
leave
think
both.
Shackleton's left back?
Yeah, I think Shackleton to left back. For end of the day, I don't think our strongest lineup has Ayling or Cooper in it anymore. But I don't think Farker agrees.
Okay. Well, I've gone Byram. I've gone pretty much the same. I've just gone Byram at left back instead. Let's go on to the midfield two. I've gone Ampadu and Gray.
Same here, mate. Yeah,
Okay.
just on rotation. Archie needs to get back in, and Kamara. Don't get me wrong. No one had a good game at the weekend, but Kamara didn't look like he deserves to stay in on that performance, and Archie does.
Would you say he was a flop of the week, part of the performance?
I mean, there was that many. He's a candidate for it.
He's not got the reference. He's not got the reference. I'm trying to get my point here. I'm trying to get my biggest flop point.
No, I think most people would go Cooper then in that sense.
Anyway, right, okay. Let's move on to the front four.
Actually, no, fuck off. It's Farker. Farker's the flop of the week. I've only just clocked on. Farker's the flop.
Right, let's go on to front four.
Yeah.
Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I can do. So I think one of Somerville or Dan James.
No, one. You need to pick one. Stop trying to do two
I haven't said it yet. Let me finish. One of them is going to have to come out, and I think Jaden Anthony starts. For me, if I had to pick just on who was hooked earlier, I'd say Somerville's more likely to come out. Dan James to start on the right, Anthony on the left, or whichever. Pirro and Ruta, of course.
I've gone one different. I've gone for Somerville instead of Anthony. I don't think Anthony will quite start just yet. I think it's more likely to be at the weekend. Only because I think his actual impact against Hampton wasn't great. He didn't really knock the door down to say I deserve a start. Mate. I think he should start, by the way, Jaden Anthony. But I think the way Daniel Farker looks at it in a way of you've got to seriously earn your start. And you've seen Joe Rodon not get straight back into the team off the back of superb performances. I think it'll be even more difficult for Anthony this week. But we'll see. Maybe at the weekend he might get that chance from the start. I hope he does. Okay, which leaves us with one final thing to look at. One crazy prediction for the game. I'll let you go first, Phil.
Well, I've kind of revealed mine already, so I'm going to suggest in future.
Yeah, that was a crazy prediction.
We do this earlier, and then we do the score predictions last, because my crazy prediction
go for crazy stuff.
No, my crazy prediction was that I thought Leeds were going to win by more than 3 clear goals. So even if they scored, I thought we'd still win 4-1. If they score 2, I think we'll score 5. If they score 3, we'll score 6. I can see us scoring 4, 5, 6 goals. I don't see them shutting us out. And even if they did get on the score sheet, I'd fancy us to get back in front. So, I went to win by 3 or more clear goals. So get your money on it. I was right last week.
Okay. I'm not sure if you'll allow this or not. Okay, I'm not sure.
Of course I won't.
Allow this.
Just cheat.
Well, I think it's a crazy prediction because I believe they haven't got a goal contribution yet, either of them. But I've gone for one of the midfield to get a goal or assist in this game. So Ampadu or Gray to get a goal or assist in this game. Right. I just fancy there is logic to it. Okay, I fancy QPR be sitting deep. And we'll start to need to look at other forms of creativity. You've seen those incisive through passes that Ampadu plays, those slide rule passes. Gray with that ball striking in terms of crossing from deep, picking up sort of in those right back areas almost where he kind of gets the ball. I do fancy one of them to get an assist. So I'll go for that as a crazy prediction.
You've spoiled tomorrow night for me now, in that every time Archie Gray or Ethan Ampadu gets the ball, I'm going to be hoping they don't create an assist and that we score 5 or 6 goals without that.
No, okay. Well, I think it's a crazy prediction because it hasn't happened yet.
Have it, yeah.
Crazy prediction, we get a penalty. That is a big shout. And that is a crazy prediction at this moment in time. Okay, so that is that, Phil. I've just realised as well, you need to be going in a second. So any last thoughts on the game before we go?
No, mate, just looking forward to it. I'm excited to get there. Ellen Road under the lights. Championship, so no VAR or anything to piss me off. I think it's going to be a wonderful evening. I expect 3 points, hopefully to be followed by another 3 points at the weekend and to come home merry, just like I did at the last home game.
Yeah, I'd very much take that. I think a 6-0 or a 1-0, I'll be happy either way as long as we win the game.
You'd be
Just
much
to finish
happier
off,
with
guys.
6.
Yeah, 6 would be better. 6 is that statement we're talking about. Yeah.
I think it's what we need,
I don't
mate.
think it'll be 6-0 though, guys. Just to
We've
say,
not
before we
given
start trying to cook us,
anyone a
I don't think
pumping
it'll be
yet.
6-0.
We've not given anyone a pumping yet. I mean, 3-0 still isn't a pumping for me. Millwall wasn't a pumping. We need to give someone a pumping.
That is a heavy prediction, that, Mr. Miles. But I love it.
Imagine if I'm right there. You would be
unreal.
fuming.
You might have to win the prediction game if you're right. That might be like just wins the prediction game if you get that one right.
What if it's 5? Can I have half a point?
No. You've gone big, and you can't expect to get a prediction for a lesser scoreline now. That's why you go big.
What if it's 7 then?
You still get a point.
Oh, come on. You just said if I'm undershooting, but if I... Oh, fuck it. Carry on.
No, you don't get...
Tell him about Sam Byram's signed shirt. Go on.
Yes. Check this one out, guys. Check this one out. Sam Byram signed Leeds United 2023-2024 shirt. The return of Mr. Byram. Do check this one out, guys. It's a signed Leeds United home shirt. And yeah, the competition ends on Monday the 9th of October. £3.95 a ticket. Just over 120 tickets left now on this one. 120 tickets left. You've got just under a week to get this, get yourself into this competition. Fantastic price and offer. And there is also 9 instant win prizes as well, including a signed and framed Leeds United shirt from our one and only Pascal Straug as well. So do check this one out, guys. It's a Leeds fan who runs this fantastic website with fantastic competitions on offer, and there are some other brilliant competitions to look at. I've just focused on the Leeds United one here to start with, but you've got plenty of other great competitions for general football fans and other sports involved as well. Check this one out, guys. Link is in the description down below, and there is a shop as well if you want to look at. So if you want to, hopefully you can see this. You've got Wilfred Nonto there. Just buy straight away from the shop as well. Check this one out, guys. Fantastic prices on offer there. So
I'm enjoying the crazy prediction from Scooby D2, but can you enlighten me? Who's Eddie?
Eddie Tackleson.
Who's Gray? Eddie Gray?
It can't be Eddie Gray.
Have we got an Eddie? I'm so confused.
I'm assuming it's Eddie Gray. I
mean, that would be a crazy prediction, so you can have that if that happens. He can win the... Okay, it is Eddie Gray.
Okay.
Interesting. Fair enough.
Interesting one, that of Scooby. With that, on that note, we'll leave it there. Unless there's anything else you want to say, Phil, I'll let you go to your meeting in 5 minutes' time.
I'm a bit bamboozled, mate. I think
the thought of Eddie Gray tackling Daniel Farker on the touchline.
Well,
it's the content we all want to see.
It's one way to sign off, innit? Cheers, Scooby.
Are we going to sign off like that? But Scooby, if that prediction comes through, mate, you win the competition. You win the football predictions competition that we've made this season. Anyway, guys, we will leave it there. Big thanks to everyone that's watched. Get your predictions in down below. Check out Football Price as well. And we will leave it there, guys. Thanks so much for watching. See you later. Cheers, guys.